The Plan B script is a really easy to use script that asks a question of the people that you know. And that is simply, if you had a real estate need, do you have a realtor that you could ask? So whether they say yes or no, it really doesn't matter. It's just understanding whether or not they already have an allegiance to somebody or if they don't. So I'm going to speak to you as if you're role playing with me and go over with you the components of the Plan B script. Now, keep in mind that because it's like a choose your own adventure, you don't know how they'll respond, but these are just some sample responses that you could have to keep the conversation going. So here it goes. So you'd be like, hey, Susie, it's Stacy, and I have really exciting news I wanted to share with you. I just joined real estate so I could help my family and friends and their referrals buy and sell real estate. I was just curious, if you had a real estate question, do you have a realtor that you could ask? So she might say, oh yeah, I have a neighbor, I used to buy my house. You're like, I get it. Can I be your Plan B? And that's where the Plan B comes from. So you're just asking to be a backup realtor for them. And if they say, no, I don't have somebody that I could ask, they'll be like, great, I'd love to be that resource for you. And you can also say something to the effect of, when your friends or family or coworkers have real estate help or need help, would you feel comfortable sharing their info with me so that I could contact them? You see, I don't want them to have to do my job. So in essence, you're asking for permission to reach out to somebody that they know needs your help, and indicating that it would be your job to call, not the other person's job to call you. Because if only your information is given to other people, chances are they're going to lose the information, forget it. Maybe they've gotten 3 referrals, they don't end up calling you. So you want it in your control to call that person. So if they do give you somebody then and there, then obviously get their information and call that person next on your list. So then you can move on to the part of the conversation where you're talking about your Homekeeper app. So you can say, also, I would love to get your help. I'm building out my list of preferred contractors and service professionals to share with my sphere and my clients. Who do you like to use for? And then you can ask specifically for real estate law, like an attorney or an electrician or a roofer, so I can refer them business. And then, of course, if they give you somebody that they like, you can say, thanks, I'll be sure to give them a call and let them know that you recommended them. So now you're making the person you're talking to look really good because they gave out this business person's information, and you've just doubled the number of people in that one phone call that you can be building a referral relationship with. And if they don't have a name and number of anybody, you could say, well, I appreciate you giving that a thought. You always want to thank them for at least thinking about it. And then you can tell them, I'll be sure to let you know that when my list is ready, and I'll share it with you so that you can access all of the service professionals that I'm recommending. What's great about this is that when you are working in specific areas and you get the local preferred vendors, then people are going to be more confident, and you could be more confident that those service professionals are going to do right by you and do a good job for your clients. And it's a pretty easy ask to call somebody and ask them who they like to use for certain contracting services. Then as the conversation progresses, and if there's time in the conversation, you can say, oh, by the way, I have a great real estate search app that you can use to see whatever is going on in the neighborhood. What do you currently use to see pictures and prices of homes for sale in your area? And I love this question because a lot of times people will say, oh, I'm using Zillow, Trulia, or fill in the blank. And what they don't know is what you're going to tell them next. Were you aware that Zillow sells your contact information if you click to ask a question and see what they say? If they're shocked, yeah, but like, I know, it's really disturbing. And in this day and age, we want to keep our information private. So what you can then tell them is my search app is GPS enabled so that wherever you are in North America, you can see prices and pictures. And the best thing is, if you ever have a question, all you have to do is touch a button and it'll reach out to me directly. What's your best email and phone number to share the app with you? Great. And what's your best mailing address? It was great reconnecting with you, and promise me, when you hear of a neighbor or coworker thinking to sell their home, will you let me know first? Thanks. So in that last bit, you're gathering their contact information. Obviously, you clearly called them on their cell phone, if that's what it was. But it can't hurt to ask them, just in case there's another better cell phone number. And as far as the email goes, even if I have somebody's email down, I don't want to tell that to them. I would like to make sure that I'm getting the best one. So whatever they give me, I'm going to write down. And if it's different than what I have, I'll be like, oh, are you still using this other email address? And that way you get the most up-to-date contact information for them. And then when you ask them for their mailing address, if they push back or something, like I'm just updating my database, and I want to make sure that when I send out holiday cards and greetings, that you're on my list so that you know that I'm thinking about you and wishing you all the best. And of course, at the end, you're expressing that it was great reconnecting with them, and you're asking them to promise you that if they hear of somebody, that they will let you know first. So that's the plan B conversation for when they don't know you're already in real estate. And if they already do know that you're in real estate, you can simply use a variation on this and just say something to the effect of, "Hey, Susie, it's Stacy from Realty, your favorite realtor. I was just curious, if you were to need real estate help, would I be the one that you called?" And then from there, the script is pretty much the same. As you can see, you're adding a lot of value by offering them the search app, keeping their information confidential and private. You're respectfully requesting whether or not you'd be the first person that they would ask for real estate help. You're asking for referrals, you're asking for business, and then you're also asking for business contacts. And then you can create mutually beneficial relationships with those people. And you're going to be providing them the list of your vendors when you're done building out your HomeKeeper app. So there's so much value in this script. And I just wish you all the best in coming from contribution with your clients and Sphere.